And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for waiting. So, the 5 of you have made your way into the original cave that you found after being shipwrecked by the whirlpool on its surface. You hear the labored breathing of the princess in the cave nearby. What is your plan?
Professor Janlar, may I see your periapt?
Take it off and give it to him.
Is the other Triton guy down here the one that we sent to come find her?
As you make your way up to the princess's kind of cavern room, you do indeed find a Triton man. I don't know how long invisibility lasts, but I assume it wore off at some point.
It's like an hour.
Yeah, okay. In 2E, he would still be invisible because he hasn't attacked anything. But yes, you do see a Triton man who is kind of sitting cross-legged in a corner, just waiting.
I give the periapt to... Wait, did the princess speak common before, or did we speak to her through the periapt?
No, your captain spoke Aquan.
Okay, so I'll hand her the periapt and kind of like gesture to put it around her neck.
Yeah, so you wake her up and she puts on the periapt and kind of looks at you all expectantly. Say, you've returned. Did you free my sister?
Princess, no, we have not found your sister. We have some knowledge that she's somewhere in the Noble District, but things are rather clamorous in the city. I think if we're going to try and free your sister, we're going to have to free many people and create a distraction.
Oh, very good. I hope that you free many people.
I was going to ask that you come with us. We know of do you know of a teleportation circle?
She thinks for a moment, kind of shakes her head. No, that's not really. I'm not much of a caster.
Do you know where because they lived in this. You lived in this city, correct?
For quite a time since I was born.
Do you know the town hall in the Noble District?
Oh, the old one. Yeah, yes, I could pick it out.
The circle is in there, supposedly. We mean to use it as a means of escape. Traveling from Raekwon is difficult for us underwater. I mean, we're not exactly creatures meant to live down here.
I see. So you won't be freeing us from the Triton then. I see.
I wasn't going to liberate the city, but I was going to try and free as many people and get them escaped through the teleportation circle as possible.
Oh.
You said the Triton. I was going to say, Gorik leans forward like, are you a Merle in this guy? But no, I'm pretty sure that was a slip of your tongue, not hers.
She says, well, where would we go? This is our home.
You can always rebuild, can't you?
Oh, it seems... Yes, I
difficult,
right.
but we have no means of liberating your entire city. There's an army of Merrill in there, and we're but 5 adventurers.
I see.
I think the best bet is for us to free as many of your people as we can, get them out through the teleportation circle, and find you a place to rebuild.
Oh, well, sure.
Unless the Merrill are all, like, linked to one hive mind that we could destroy and throw them all into disarray.
She kind of shakes her head. I mean, they all worship the pillars, but I don't see why they would be a hive mind. If that's what must be done, then I am with you, I guess.
Do you know what happened to the other person they came with? I heard there was a person they came with that needed some sanity back.
Oh, yes, the one who spoke my language. I don't know where he went. Very nice person.
I believe he may be dead.
Oh dear. Oh, it's bad news. I'm sorry for your loss. Seemed like a good friend.
Never met him. Don't know.
Either way, I wanted to inform you of the plan and ask you to come with us, because it's unlikely we'll be returning to this cave again.
She kind of shakes her head and looks at her companion and says, Ollie and I will join you.
And I'll flick out a blade. Is he any good with a knife?
Oh heavens, no. I could perhaps quilt something with that.
Okay. Have a dagger.
she shakes her head. I was attempting a joke. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I assure you would have slayed at court, but the peasant folk have a different sense of humor.
I looked at us. I'm not a peasant. I'm a...
Can Ollie fight?
Whatever.
Does Ollie have a
Never
weapon?
mind. We're wasting time. Let's go.
Does Ollie have a weapon? Can Ollie fight?
That's what I offered.
She doesn't know. She speaks to Ollie in her
Yeah, no,
awkward
she-
language
she's
real
not-
quick.
Yeah.
And she says, no, Ollie says he is a craftsman.
But will he fight with us? Would he swing a sword?
How effective is someone who's untrained in a sword with a sword? You just ask
Not
them
very
to die.
effective.
I don't know.
We give him a hammer.
2d20 minus.
Good.
We'll
Give him-
we'll protect you to the best of our ability. We're going to be counting on your expertise to guide us through the noble district, however.
I could give him the quarterstaff.
The quarterstaff? I'm sorry, you speak very strangely, even in your minds.
I hold out the quarterstaff that we got from the.
She kind of
The-
recoils a little bit, as does Ollie. She says, I've seen the Merrill leaders wield these, yes.
They seem pretty simple. You just point it at someone close to you, and the
You whip it.
whirlpool grabs them. Yeah. I think he could probably use this, potentially.
We aren't soldiers. We'll take it to protect ourselves if need be.
Yes,
but
take it with you and use it in your defense. We'll defend you to the best of our abilities, but you never know if something can slip through.
So she hands the scepter over to Ollie.
Okay.
It's just an action to use, right?
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
show him
All
how
right,
to use it
I
and
show
make
him. I show him how to use it.
All right. Do you whip Janlar again?
No, I don't whip Janlar.
I'm ready for it.
I thought Janlar was the test dummy for these things.
Janlar has his magical arcane ward. He's not gonna take any damage.
I look at Jagger and I'm like, you're still a dick.
I asked him.
I'm chilling about it. I let him get knocked.
You seem more bothered by it than Professor Janlar.
Of course.
It was a test.
Who attacks a friend?
We were
I
testing.
didn't attack him. I tested with him.
Anywho, we're ready
I'll try,
to go.
Yeah, I'll try and explain to Ollie. Just point it at someone, make this whipping motion, and that's really all you have to do because
Don't do it
game
at me.
mechanics. They make a save. You don't have to make an attack roll. So
I love breaking the fourth wall. Makes
Yeah.
my life so much better.
All right. You spend a few moments with Ollie, practicing whipping the scepter back and forth, creating the water whip.
Oh my god.
You're welcome.
I did it too. So Millman and I are just totally same page like usual.
So, they appear weak, right? They haven't eaten in like a day. In Ollie's case, maybe even more for this princess.
I will grab some of the rations out of my.
I think Faye probably makes some good berries and feeds them.
Yeah, you're right. But the problem here isn't so much like feed me. It's like this person was a captive and has broken away and spent some time hidden away in a cave with.
Yeah.
It's like she seems ill and weak. They're still, huh?
How many days of rations do we have?
I don't know. You tell me.
As many as we need with Faye having good berry, technically.
Yeah.
That is kind of true.
Yeah.
We want to wait a few days.
I have 10 in my pack, but I'm not going to take the whole pack with me because then I would be encumbered. So I'm going to be leaving some things behind.
I just
What
meant
do
that.
you need to take off your load?
Do we need to go in immediately? Can we feed these people and allow them to regain some strength before we go in? Do we need to?
I suppose we have time. Might allow for the clamor in the city to die down.
Okay. So, you spend how many days just waiting then?
If we do one, then we can like feed them. If we do two, then I guess Goric could cast some like lesser restorations to heal them up a little bit.
That's true.
Either
I'm
one
totally
really works.
I'm totally gonna loot the ships on the days. The ones right next to the cave. Hell yeah. Eyepiece on.
Only if you can go without your periapt. I'm not going to risk you losing that to the Merrill if you get ambushed by a patrol.
Was there an obelisk in this cave?
Yep. This is the first one you ran across.
Okay. This is the one that the captain touched and went mad.
Yes.
All right. Gorik wants to look at this obelisk without touching it.
Okay. You see a dark black obelisk, kind of natural, almost growing out of the ground more so than being carved or etched. It is an unnatural stone, and it kind of radiates warmth as you get close to it. And it seems to be heating up this cave. It is slick black and almost polished. You don't see your reflection, but it gives that kind of sheen to it.
Okay. Is there any writing on it or anything like that?
No. It is... I don't believe so. Let me go look at my notes.
It's such a cute smiley face.
No, it has no visible markings on it.
I don't have a token on this map, so I drew my own.
Nice.
Yeah.
It has no visible markings. It is just a like naturally clean stone grown out of the ground.
All right. We're taking a couple of days, right?
Sounds like it.
Okay.
2 days. I was gonna say either a day or two. Two if we want to have him cast like the magic to make them not like malnourished and sick.
Do we think that would work? Would lesser restoration restore their vitality, or is it just they just need rest and life?
I think if you give them a combination of rest and food and like try to tend to their health, that'll improve it. And if you use lesser restoration, I'm sure that could speed it along.
Okay.
Seems reasonable to me.
All right. John Log, did you investigate this obelisk?
We investigated in that our captain touched the obelisk and went mad. It is rift magic, if that's what you're wondering.
Magic. I was about to ask, does it flare your seeker marks? Do you not need to destroy this?
I don't know how.
Most of my experience would involve throwing a fireball at it until it's a
Not
pile of
destroy it.
cinders.
Generally, we try to return rift magic to Sarmanath so that seekers can study it.
Can you cast Enlarge Reduce?
No.
You really need to learn that spell. This is at least the 4th time we've asked about it.
I don't think it would do much good. There are many of these obelisks all over the place. They're growing out of the ground, like as if they're a living thing.
And the princess said that the Merrill, they worship these things, yes?
Yes.
Does anyone want to see if they can glean anything from touching it?
We already have, and he went mad.
Yeah.
And I offered him half of my loot from this, so guess what? I don't have to pay his ass.
Well, you
This is
don't.
great.
You didn't have a cleric with you last time.
To bring you a little bit more up to speed, Gorik, they're worshipping some sort of creature from beyond the rift, some godlike figure. I think it influences them through this obelisk.
Godlike creatures from beyond rifts. It seems to be a theme in this campaign.
But not the Silver Lord. They don't appear to.
What did they call it? They had a name.
I made up some random noise. It didn't translate well.
Yeah. It's not the Silver Lord.
It was like yakataka something. I don't know.
It's the Platinum Leader.
No, it's the Onyx Tyrant.
Yeah. There you go.
Do you want me to touch it?
No, don't. We saw what happened when people touch it. It's bad.
He wants somebody to touch it, does he?
There
want me
might
to-
be something to learn from it.
Father Gorik, do not touch this obelisk, please. We've seen the effects that it has. Rift magic is incredibly dangerous, and you should not test it through a trial by fire.
Well, I'm not going to touch it. Someone else will touch it, and I'll help them. I look at it, I say, I'm the cleric. I'm the person who can fix things. If I go touching it and going mad, then no one can fix things, because the one person who could fix it is mad. That's a very silly thing to do.
I don't think this obelisk truly gives knowledge. I think it gives influence to whatever this thing the Merrill are serving is.
Perhaps.
Elaine DeGark. Should I touch it anyway?
Probably not, but it might be interesting.
Or the creatures that we last fought, they appeared to be under the similar influence that
you may not have seen. You were pretty far back, but I looked in their eyes. They were black and almost vacant. I think this thing will corrupt your mind, and I'm not sure if rift magic is something that you can so easily cure. I've seen rift magic and our more common magics interact before. The results are not always what you would expect.
Oh, trust me. I look at Janlar. I've seen its effects on people as well.
Chandler's like, I don't remember that.
So let's maybe exercise
not
caution
recall.
here. If we can truly do something about these obelisks, it would probably be to kill their source.
Very well. If you don't think we need to touch it, perhaps we would be best to leave it alone.
I was wondering if there's a way to break them.
Hand me Sambar.
If we break all the obelisks, it might weaken the Merrill.
You'll have to bring that up with Rose.
You want Sambar? Rose isn't here, so you are the keeper of Sambar at the moment, if you so desire.
I am mighty. Let's smite the rocks.
Hello, my impulsive young friend.
Hello, Gorik. How have you been? Where did you go? You weren't here last time I was looking around.
Janlar make sure to not have his parry up.
Chandler takes his periapt off.
I actually thought that he was taking it off because if Gorik like touches the rock and gets mind linked while everyone else is telepathically communicating, there could be a lot of feedback. But I guess it also makes sense because he doesn't want to hear Sambar.
Sambar's so excited. Let's hit the rock. How you feeling? Should
Hold
we get...
on. If you're going to hit the rock, then have me do it. It's possible it could feed back into you through the mace.
I don't know about that. I'm a strong boy, but you have nice mitten hands. Let's go, mitten hands, boy.
All right. I hand the mace to Jagar and I cast Bless on him in case he needs to try and resist the effect.
All right.
All right. I think it's a wisdom save, so you probably need a beacon of hope, but, you know, that's...
Gorik,
I don't know if I
Gorik, you
know
totally
Beacon of
need
Hope
to
yet.
shake this guy's hands. These mitts are amazing.
Oh, no, I guess I would.
For the might of the Bleat!
All right, let's see if we can smash it. I'm skeptical, but we'll give it a shot, and I'm going to heft it in my hand and take a big old swing at this thing.
All right. You heft the Sambar in your hand and take a mighty swing at the obelisk. I want you to roll to hit.
You get plus a
DC
D4.
10. Okay, so you hit. Please roll me damage.
D8 plus 12. Takes 13.
Okay. So your strike leaves no blemish whatsoever on the obelisk as you strike it, and it almost like reverberates up your arm. And
Does
as that
Sambar have to make a save?
reverberation up your arm happens, I need Sambar and Jagar to make a DC 25 Wisdom saving throw.
Literally could not make that.
Don't forget, you get D4 for Bless.
That is
19 and 20, both
19
fails.
and a 20 plus D4 is not going to get you 25. So, you both fail. So, there's a moment where looking at these two, Jagar just kind of like goes still with the mace touching the black obelisk that he had just struck. Each of you receive a small vision of the birth of your characters. Sambar, the mace, you don't see a vision of Sambar's birth, but you see a vision of Sambar, the character, being torn apart inside the whirling pool of creation, and then being turned into a mace by a possessed Janlar. And you see this like as if you were having a bird's eye view, watching your own body being torn apart and then turned into this mace.
Goodbye, mighty Rack.
You were rackless at the time.
Are
No,
they
but I had my rock in my bag.
Does
Oh,
Gorg hear these?
Huh?
Does Gorg hear these thoughts, or do they?
No, these are just visions that they're seeing. Only the ones who have touched it, either by proxy or directly as Sambar has, get it.
Okay.
You are shown a vision of your birth as well, coming into the world, Jagar. And then you are both whisked into a whirlwind of maddening images of your characters' past lives, future events, the world going on right now. The images flash and clutter your mind back and forth in a whirlwind, quicker than you can keep up. I want each of you to roll me a d4. A 4 for Jagar. Jagar, you have gained a new madness. You retreat into your mind to comprehend these flashing images of what you've seen. You have become silent and distant from everyone. You will try to comprehend the meaning of life, but it never comes. Sambar, you have also gained a new madness. Your madness is there even a point anymore? Nothing anyone can do will matter in the long run. You have seen it. There is no hope.
Well, there is no point. I'm already dead. I'm a mace.
Shit.
Sambar the Mace is now mad to the point of no hope. And Jagar, the fighter, you are reclusive and silent, distant from everyone, as the visions fade and you are no longer touching the stone.
Did you? I look at the unblemished surface and I say, "Well, it seems that we were not able to destroy the stone. It is more durable than I would have expected. Did you see anything when you touched it?"
Jagar just kind of tosses Sambar onto the ground and walks away.
You just hear him go to talk, and then I get tossed on the ground. Bouncing on the ground.
I pick Sambar up.
As I was saying, as he rudely dropped me, there's no point.
Janar will not let Jagar leave.
There's no point in what, Sambar?
There's no hope. But I got to see myself die again.
So
Do
you
you know
did
how
see something.
horrifying that is?
I don't know. It didn't really seem to affect you. You kind of rolled with it.
It's true. Look at me, I'm amazing. But there is no point to life.
This is the...
I enjoy being a mace. You
Greg
guys-
imagined it as like the nihilism where you're like, oh, nothing in life matters. And Sambar's interpreted as nothing in life matters.
Exactly.
I think Sambar
I'm
just
already
became
dead.
chaotic neutral.
I'm already dead, but there's no point for your life, or his life, or her life. I'm sorry, bros. I love you, bros.
Sambar quietly wants everyone to become a mace like him.
Yeah.
Exactly. You can be immortalized.
We all become magic weapons, and then in the next campaign, we play the characters wielding our old characters.
Oh god.
But with different
I-
links for different bonds, we can.
Yeah.
We all have weapons of our old characters, but they're swapped around between the players.
Yeah.
That is so fucked. I love it.
So Gorek will come back, and he'll be like, "It doesn't seem that we can break the obelisk." And Sambar says that he witnessed his own death, and his outlook seems altered, but
Who knows with Sambar anymore?
yeah, Sambar's experience is not like the rest of ours. It doesn't seem we can do anything about these obelisks, though.
So, Janlar, you were saying you were confronting Jagar?
Yeah, I wasn't sure. He said he was gonna walk away. I just wasn't sure how far he was trying to walk. If he was gonna leave the cave, I was gonna follow him. So he wasn't.
Yeah, I'm not leaving the cave.
Okay. Then if he
I
just-
cast Lesser Restoration on Jagar just in principle.
Before I rule on that, let me look it up. Any other plans you have of doing here?
We're gonna hang out. I'm gonna go rob a ship or two.
Actually, I'll
Janar
cast.
is very disappointed we touched the obelisk a second time.
I'm gonna cast before I cast
Greg's
Lesser
very
Restoration.
thrilled you touched the obelisk a
Yeah.
second time.
Before I cast Lesser Restoration, I'm gonna cast Protection from Good and Evil, or from Evil and Good,
Okay.
and see if that does anything. And if that doesn't seem to, then I'll just kind of cycle through.
All the healing cleric spells, trying to
it's
get
like
rid of it.
we're taking a day. Like I'm just gonna do a little bit of prophylactic medicine here. Like I don't necessarily know that something's wrong, but he seems.
I can see a potential for it to work just by virtue of it being like fresh.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to waiting a week here and even going and hunting some fish outside.
So, I'm just gonna look at Jagar and I'm gonna be like,
all right, curing madness.
You touched the stone, so I'm going to do a couple of small tests. Let me just protection from good and evil.
So protection for good and evil has no effect.
Okay.
Lesser restoration has no effect.
Okay. So I'll kind of pop, and I'll be like, I could remove a curse, I suppose, but that would take some time. I was not prepared to remove a curse.
Sambar's like, would that remove me from my mace? I don't want to be a part of not being in the mace.
I don't.
One thing that you might find interesting, Greg, is they do have rules for madness for 5e.
I just looked them up, yes.
Yeah, it says lesser restoration can rid a character of short-term or long-term madness.
But that is not the classification of madness you have.
Interesting.
You've got the other one.
You have an
insanity.
indefinite madness.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was a different thing.
Yes.
Yeah, there's 3 classes of madness. Indefinite's the only interesting one. The rest of them are super boring. Well, they're not super boring. They're just game effects. Like, there's no interesting roleplay aspect to them at all, so I don't like to use them. Like, if you're crazy, you should act crazy.
And this is why we have indefinite madness!
Yeah.
That's why we're using them right now. Okay. So are we gonna wait here for a while then, or are we gonna continue with our?
It sounded like you were waiting for a couple of days, and over the course of these days, we had the obelisk goings on.
Oh yeah.
And I'm robbing some boats.
I'm also.
QC Feather seems very intent on robbing some of the shipwrecks that you found along the way. Is this something that you guys do during your 2 days of rest?
I don't know about you guys as a group. I know that Goric is going to use one sending spell on a subsequent day to message the Anatoly guy again and be like, so you don't think that giving a stone that gives immortality to someone is a bad idea as the Church of the Dead? Just want to clarify that point.
After a break, it returns to you. The Collector is known to all high clerics. He has been around longer than any church we know, or any church in recorded history. If you fear misuse, act accordingly. But the Collector is a powerful enemy. I think that's too many words. I'm trying to get as many different disparate thoughts in 25 words as I can.
Yeah, to be fair, if he needed to, he probably can cast
He
sending
could probably
himself.
cast sending.
So,
Yeah.
Goric will forward this. Well, it sounds like we should just give it to him because the church doesn't want to cross him. Which is mildly ominous.
I'd like to cast sending as well.
Okay.
And I want to cast sending. I'm trying to find this person's name. The leader of the trial, or the magic.
Yes.
The Janlar, the actual Janlar.
No, Janlar's not the leader of the trial Magica or Arcana.
Yeah, what is her name? Where's she at? I have it somewhere.
Chat, I would have loved an invisible friend, but I'm also Sambar the Mace.
Harla.
You can't have more friends. You.
I spoke with Brant as well, didn't I? I feel like I've spoken with both.
You would be able to send to any of them, yes.
Okay.
The dragons are as follows: Brand, the head of the Seekers Guild. He's the dragon. But then the rest of the Seekers Guild, the heads of the trials are Boral, head of the trial Marshal, Harla, the head of the trial Arcanum. I think that's who you're thinking of, is Harla. Lionstalker is the head of the Trial of Conviction, Joppin the Trial Natra, and Dara is the woman you've met a few times, head of the Trial Umbra.
All right, I'm gonna send a message to Brant then, the
Okay.
dragon and the leader of the Seekers Guild, saying, "Wait, do you know how many letters it is? How many?
25 words.
25 words
25 words. Okay.
or less.
We have a powerful magic object and are stuck in Raekwon.
Raekwon's one word, yeah.
Yeah, Raekwon. Do you have any way to help us escape?
After a period of time, the answer back to you is, here are the coordinates for Sarmanath. There is a known teleport circle inside of Raekwon. You should be able to use that to return.
Can I send?
And
Oh,
you
send
get
that
and
out.
the sending gives you an image of the Sarmanath coordinates.
Okay. I'm gonna send another one, asking, how do we use the teleportation circle when we are there? And have you heard of the collector?
He answers back, yes, the collector is a friend of mine. Most teleport circles of that time should have scrolls of teleport circle to use. Though Raekwon is underwater. And he just ends it there.
That's actually probably where it cuts off. No, Raquana's underwater, so
yeah.
I'll be like counting to 25. It'll be like 24 words. Like, yeah, okay. I'll relay then to the party that I spoke with Brant and informed them we have powerful magical objects that we need to escape with, and he informed us that he gave me the coordinates to get right back to Sarmanath if we chose to.
well, I think that is probably wise. Perhaps you can record the teleportation circle that leads here. It's possible the Seekers will want to dispatch another team to deal with these obelisks.
Yes, I agree.
If they are infused with rift magic, that is usually what you Seekers deal with.
I agree. We'll definitely want to inform them once we get out of here. He said that there should be a scroll of teleportation that'll help us use the teleportation circle. But
Well, fingers crossed then, I guess.
we better hope that there's a magical scroll case as well.
So, it sounds like we wish to push for the teleportation circle. Should we bring the princess with us and simply try and return her city to her at a later date? Does she wish to stay here?
The prince is like, I thought we were gonna do the teleport circle and
Yeah, we already
get
talked
the
to her.
people out. If you wish me to stay here, I will. I know that I am not much of a fighter, nor is poor Ollie.
No, I simply wished to know if you wished to remain here with your people or escape until a more opportune moment.
I mean, this is the only home I've ever known. I don't really wish to leave it.
We won't force you to come with us. If you wish to remain here, you can, but I think you would be safest if you returned with us. And you would have a better chance of rallying allies to your cause.
She thinks for a moment and says, I suppose that I would rather go with you than stay here if we can't, defeat the Merrill or free my people.
Very well. Then it seems like we should head for the teleportation circle, no?
Yeah, I'm not sure we're going to be able to bring a bunch of people with us. I would assume a scroll wouldn't. I don't know if it'll be that powerful. It might just be I think it was.
When I looked up the spell to see if there was a limit, it's however many people can jump through the circle during the round that it's active. There's no actual limit.
Okay, so but that's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a struggle for us to try to really break a bunch of people first.
If we had like 40 people or something, that'd be pretty tricky. But
The poor turtle's up. Quick, everybody just run at the circle. Just go.
I think we'll be able to bring these two with us, but I don't know if causing a
if we broke a few dozen people out of jail, it's not likely that we'd be able to take all of them with us.
And it might make it difficult for us to get out as well if they're blocking our path.
I ain't going at the back of the party again. I'm just gonna point that out.
Yeah, the one-time teleportation shot. We're gonna need to make sure to all make it out. So I don't know if we should try to break people free yet. I think maybe.
Anyone we don't break free risks being sacrificed to their god. Yes.
And anyone we break free but can't get out.
Why don't we open the portal to Sarmanath, push all the bad guys in, and then close the portal and let Sarmanath deal with them?
There's a whole town full of bad guys. We can't push that many people in and around.
The big bad leader, then?
That'd be a very fortunate circumstance.
I could try and command him.
I think we're better off trying to escape, like our original plan.
We can have Hugh like sneak up behind him and sleight of hand one of the periapts on so he can understand us, and then I'll command him to go through the teleportation circle as Janlar activates it. He'll walk through with his elite guards right into the Seeker Tower where they will immediately murder him.
Boom, nobody takes damage, and we have waffles for after game.
Yeah.
Winning.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect RPG plan there.
So what's our plan to cause a distraction then, guys? How are we going to do that?
I'm not a mage. I cannot make booms. And we're underwater, so I can't make big booms.
Maybe...
I'm going to become an alchemist. This is a thing now. I'm just going to make explosives.
All right.
No, I don't know. I don't know what our plan is.
Sneak in, break people out. Big distraction. Murder a couple guards. Give our prisoners some ranged weaponry, as in spears, and then let them wreak havoc on more guards. And when they go to react, that's when we go for the circle.
But aren't the prisoners being held in the inner circle as well?
We don't know that. Right? But they don't
You know where the prisoners are being held. They're you don't know the exact places, but you know that the district where most of the prisoners are being held is that 8th circle of the map.
Okay.
Right.
So that's not the one we're going for.
It is. The courthouse, the city hall, basically, that you're looking for is in that district. The city hall of the noble district is the one that has the teleport. Now, where exactly inside the noble district, you're not sure exactly where the prisoners are being held. However, you do have a recent prisoner sitting right next to you. So
and city hall buildings are usually relatively obvious.
Yeah, so you kind of have two options as far as I see it. One, you could go prison breaking and try to do something about that. 2, you could sneak straight into the city hall and get out of here. You've kind of done your mission. 3, you could, I don't know, try to fight all the Merrill or find a way to defeat the Merrill and give the city back to the Tritons.
Chandler's on board for number 2.
Does the princess know how many prisoners there are? If they were all freed, would they outnumber the Merrill?
She talks with Ollie a little bit. She says, I escaped relatively early. I've been hiding here for a long time. I think so. Yes. The Merrill are few but very strong compared to the Tritons.
They seem to have many spellcasters with them, though.
She nods her head, yeah.
And we don't have an armory full of weapons to hand to these people.
No.
They're not going to be in any better position to fight back than they originally were.
That is true.
I think we're better off escaping informing the Seekers, and then hopefully the Seekers will choose to help.
I think that I agree. As much as I wish to release these captives, I do not see it being feasible for us to do so.
What do you say, Jaguar?
Until we heal Sean, he just stops talking. He just sits there playing Minecraft. And...
That's the point. Hugh, what do you think?
I'm still with breaking people out, using that distraction to get to the circle. I'm not playing Minecraft. My hands are here.
I'm too busy doing my minor omnipresent mustache knuckling, so...
I feel like if they're going to be in the same district as where we're trying to go, it's not going to be much of a distraction. It's going to draw all the guards into the 8th district where we don't want them. I feel like we're probably better off retreating.
They're probably already in that district, so just giving them some more targets, right? More hit points, more bodies to target is better for us. If we end up, we probably are going to get seen trying to get to the circle.
But we're still going to need to sneak all the way in there anyway. So we're probably better off sneaking in. And then, I mean, if we have an easy way to free some slaves, we might do it as a distraction. But I feel like our best bet is just sneak all the way in. We're not going to be able to cause a prison break that does the Triton any good.
I'll make sure she's not around. I don't see us helping these people. So
yeah, I mean, if the goal
look at me, all right? I'm not Mighty Sandbar over there.
If it's not going to help us, I mean, if we're not helping these people, I don't see the point in trying to break them free. It's not going to. I see it causing.
It's going to help us escape. Many may die, so we may escape.
Yeah, I think we're more likely just to sneak our way all the way in.
All right, well, let's do that one then. But how did I go on robbing some boats, Greg?
All right, Hugh Seafeather, you go out to rob some boats. Let's throw... Oh, have we just been in the cave scene this entire time?
Yeah.
Right. Let's go to this one. So this is the shipwreck that you have seen, that you have like landed in with from the old boat. Your cave is right here in the middle of it. That I'm pinging there, and I'm going to try to get this on screen. This is a huge map, so it makes it tough to put on the stream. There we go. This is the cave here in the center that you are staying in. There are a number of bits of wrecked ship all over this cove here. Which ones are you going after?
I'll probably do the closest one first, and then the back end, because there's normally nothing in the front that's useful.
Is anyone else going with him, or is it just you?
I don't know. You guys tell me. He's doing this during
Jaguar
some of
is
the
not
couple of
jumping
days.
in on this, so he's not going along.
I will happily roll alone.
Chandler will not let him go alone, so if no one else is going, Chandler will go.
Alright, Janlar and Hugh, you make your way through. The shipwreck here, this first one, and this one are two halves of the same ship. They're kind of split and broken. You go inside the first one, and you recognize that it is where you hid from the Merrill patrol before. You begin walking your way through, and you're like, we've investigated this ship. And so you quickly leave that one and make your way over to this larger second half of the ship in the bow over here. So let's grab Hugh Seafeather and Janlar. You two are making your way into this ship. For whatever reason, I can't grab you. That's fine. As you are approaching it, I want you both to make perception checks for me.
14.
Okay. And Janlar?
I think my perception's a -1.
Nice. All right, you begin investigating this ship here. Your perceptions are high enough to notice that there is a particularly well-made chest among the barrels and junk that are rotting and floating about in the ocean water.
By the way, I would cast mage armor as I leave the cave.
All right, you have some mage armor. Excellent. The majority of this cargo is rotten and bad. You pick through some bones of human corpses along the way, but you do notice that the ship itself has one very finely made chest with bands of steel that somehow have rusted to the point where they are still strong and tough to break, but have made the locking mechanisms on this even harder to open. It somehow has increased the difficulty of this chest.
Could we drag it back to the cave so I can wail on it with a crowbar, or is it?
You could definitely attempt that. As you place your hands on the chest, some of the bones around you begin to stir and form up. And you are quickly surrounded by a bunch of enemies. Oh, I have to do that as a DM, not as a player. Okay. The bones around you begin to stir and twist, and these guys here form up around you. A bunch of skeletons gripping at their own femurs or other pieces of bone as a weapon and wielding it at you. As you touch the chest, they moan out almost soundlessly, but you can see their skeletal faces distort, and they attempt to attack you. Let's roll initiative, a contest of initiative, to see if you are taken unawares by these.
How
just
far away
basically,
can how far away can we hear each other? Can they hear us in the cave?
How far away are you from the cave?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Meanwhile, in the cave, Gorik is sitting there. He pokes Jagar, casts remove curse on him. Okay, I prepared it today.
No. There is no communication through the periaps. You are too far away from the cave.
Okay.
So the skeletons.
Just for my personal knowledge, I want to try to kind of make a mental note of how long we have sound. With
Okay. Your periaps give you perfect communication within 60 feet of each other.
Okay, cool.
So the skeletons go at 3. Hugh, you go at 10. Janlar, you go at 4. So, you two are both not surprised and taken unawares. As you put your hands on this chest, the skeletons rise up and attempt to prevent you from taking it.
I know.
What do you two do?
Sorry, I didn't win initiative yet. My bad.
Oh. That looked like initiative to me, but I guess not.
No, that was
You're still better than the skeletons. So, what do you two do as the skeletons rise up to prevent you from taking their chest?
You can go first, Janlar, or I'm going to see if I can pull on it. If I can get it to move, I'm going to just...
All right, you begin to pull on the chest.
Is there a spot where I
give
can
me
cast?
a strength check. Just pure, unadulterated strength.
8.
An 8. Hugh Seafeather, you cannot move this chest. It is too heavy for you. Janlar,
That
you're
makes
getting
it
surrounded.
more valuable.
You're getting surrounded by skeletons. What will you do?
Can I cast Shatter on any of these skeletons without hitting the chest or Hugh?
Yes. I'll say you can hit half the skeletons if you aim your shatter in such a way.
Okay. I'm gonna cast it as a 3rd level spell.
Alrighty, they need to make some Constitution saves, I believe.
I will make sure I check. Shatter is just damage, I believe.
They have to save to resist it.
Oh, yeah, con save.
Pretty sure it's Constitution. Yeah.
Con.
Yep. Okay. It's Constitution then. They will pass. So they're gonna take half damage against those. So we have 4 skeletons with half damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Okay. And they're going to take half of 16, which is a lot. Damn. Or half of 31, which is 16. That actually kills them. Even at half damage, these 4 skeletons are just dead. So half of the skeletons immediately die as your shatter just rakes through the ship. It also destroys a portion of like the wood around the ship and just lets all the debris out into the ocean square with an eruption of water. These skeletons take their femurs and pieces of bone they've picked up and they begin trying to strike at you. We're gonna have 2 attacks at Janlar and 2 attacks at Hugh Seafeather with an 11 and an 11 at Janlar and an 11 and a 16 at Hugh.
16 hits me.
Oh my goodness, that was so many 11s.
Worth noting that 16 rolled an 11 on the die.
It did. You'll take 11 points of damage. All right.
I'm gonna uncanny dodge.
You're taking half. You're not gonna take the full 11. All right. So Hugh, you're grabbing this chest. You trying to budge it. You can't move it. What do you do?
Okay. Is Janla in melee range of them so I can have my sneak attack?
Sure.
Perfect. All right, I'm going to attack it with my rapier and have Esteban. Get ready, Esteban. It's time to kill some skeletons.
All right.
All right. I'll swing at the one closest to me. I guess one of them. I attack. 11.
An 11 hits the skeleton. However, the rapier wounding does not stack on the skeletons.
No, because he cannot bleed, but he takes 20 damage.
20 damage. Damn, that kills the skeleton.
Just pierce his magical.
Yeah, you just took his head right off. Just boom, gone. All right. Janlar, what do you do?
I'm gonna cast magic missile.
All right.
He finally learned it.
I've had it for a minute. What is it? D4 plus 1.
But in character creation, you were the wizard that couldn't cast magic missile, and now you can. You've become a real wizard, Harry.
You're a wizard.
That was 9 months ago, Millman.
I remember these things. The most pointless things.
12 points of damage. That skeleton is still alive after you strike it with your magic missiles. All right. That means the skeletons will attack. They're going to shift, so they always have more attacks on the person who grabbed their precious box. They will strike once at... Oh, with an 8 and a 12. Oh, they're not doing very well. And then they'll attack Janlar with a 22. That'll get the job done.
No 11s, though.
No 11s. I'm sad the 11s went away. For 7 points of damage on you, Janlar. Hugh, what are you doing?
Alright, I'll stab another one. I might as well kill them.
Okay.
On initiative count
20.
0, Gorik walks over and casts Dispel Magic on the obelisk. Back in the cave, like just doing stuff while he's alone. He's just like, Dispel.
That will
Dagger
kill a
bruise.
skeleton.
Yeah.
And then Esteban. 11 hits.
11 hits.
Get rid of the sneak, so 9 damage.
Okay. That was on the wounded skeleton, right? So that one's dead.
Yeah.
Okay, there only a single skeleton remains, and it's just dragging its body towards Hugh. Janlar, what do you do?
Another magic missile.
Another magic missile sounds good.
If I can find full 20.
At least you can't miss.
Mike, your dispel magic fails.
Yep. It would have dispelled up to a 9th level spell, though.
It would have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been a really good dispel magic.
It would have been a really good dispel magic check. And that is the end of the skeletons, as this one had less health than his friend. Alrighty. The skeletons are dead, but you still have this box inside of the inside of the shipwreck here. What are you doing?
Okay. I get out my crowbar and I'm just gonna see if I can pry open the locks because they're rusted.
You're just trying to break open the rocks. Okay. Well, in that case, I need a athletic strength check. We're gonna say DC.
Can I assist him? Can I like?
You
Yes.
can help me
hold
with the
down
laboring.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. You'll have an assisted strength check, athletic strength check. We're gonna call this DC 20 to break open the rusted locks.
Oh, crit!
Oh! You break open the rusted locks with a harsh clang. If you were above water and could hear, the chest breaks open. Inside of the chest, there is not mounds and heaps of gold or anything of that measure. There is but a single
Female skeleton.
No, there is a single statuette.
I was waiting for you to say scroll of teleportation.
There's a single statuette of an elven woman with her hands folded in front of her, almost kind of kneeling, with like long flowing robes. The statue seems to be made out of some kind of stone, but is painted or lacquered in a way to give it the look of gold.
Elven maiden statue. I will look at it after. Also, while we've got a bunch of skeletons here, can I grab some small bones? Just
You can collect as many small human bones as you would like from the shipwreck.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab 15 because that's a nice number.
Okay.
When we look around, do we see anything that depicts a name of a boat or any kind of?
No, whatever
Yeah,
named this
it's
boat
way
has long since faded away to time and wear.
Cool. And I grabbed a femur because why not? Just
And you
for
grabbed a
the-
femur. Okay, the femur is going to be a pound. The rest of the bones up to the femur will collectively give you a pound.
Yeah, I'll think to Hugh that we probably should get out of here. We made some noise and.
No, that's good. I got a maiden. Let's go, and I'll look at her with my eyepiece when we get back.
Okay, you attempt to pick up the maiden, and find that you cannot.
What?
I cast
Come
Mage
on, lady.
Hand and try to pick her up.
Oh, your mage hand definitely can't do it. But you find it to be just as heavy as the chest when you were trying to move it last time.
You wouldn't happen to be able to featherweight it or something, Mr. Mage Man?
I'm gonna take the time to cast it. Actually, I think I have it. Here. I do have a prayer. I'm just gonna cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
I could just look at it with my eyepiece.
Yeah, Hugh flips down his eyepiece to look at it, and Janlar casts Detect Magic, and you see that it is indeed radiating an aura of magic, an aura of enchantment magic.
And is that aura on the boxes or on the
No,
chest
it is
as
on the
well?
statue.
Just start talking to it. Come on, lady. I'm really nice. Let's get you out of this water. Please let go.
I think I'm trying to cast a spell magic, but that might dispel the actual magic on the thing now.
Goric casts Detect Evil and Good on the obelisk.
Okay. Goric.
Is it aberrant, consecrated, or desecrated?
You cast Detect Evil or Good on the statue?
I cast Detect, I think it's just one spell. Detect Evil and Good. I know
Detect
if
Evil
it's
and Good. Okay.
an
You detect-
aberration, celestial, elemental, fey,
You-
fiend, or undead, and if it is magically consecrated or desecrated.
You find it to be magically consecrated. And as you cast Detect Evil on the statue, I want you to make me a DC 15 history wisdom check.
Okay. 1d20 plus. This is actually a good roll for me because I'm trained in history, which gives me my proficiency, and wisdom's my best stat. So 7. 23.
Oh!
You get an image in your mind as you cast this, and the darkness that permeates your mind begins to form and take shape. and you are certain, beyond certain, that what lies on the other side of this is the entity known as the Empty, and his will is reaching out to you through this obelisk. I say he. Its will. It is not human. It is not gendered. It is a will, a force, the Empty, and it whispers to you.
I look at it and I can't dispel it. And I can't consecrate it. And we can't break it.
You hear Samba? Maybe you should feed it. He sounds empty.
I'm tempted to pee on it, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, if
Does
I
that
could-
count
if
as
I-
touching it? Can you contact indefinite madness by peeing on the statue?
I don't know, it depends if it's like an electric fence and the current would travel up the stream.
No, because it breaks into droplets, so they don't actually have contact with each other. So you'd have to have a really, really powerful electric current to actually be able to travel up a stream of urine.
Yeah.
Thank the gods. All right.
Like a literal lightning bolt would be about what it takes.
So you stare into the void for a moment, into the Empty, and then your vision passes, and that is what you glean with your spell. Hugh and Janlar, you have this golden lady, but she is heavy. What are you gonna do?
I think to Hugh, well, I can try to cast Levitate tomorrow, or I could try to dispel the magic today.
Would that would make her valueless? I mean, she's cute. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm hoping that I could cast a spell magic and it would just dispel the magical charm preventing us from holding it. But
I have an idea. Let's go back to the cave, get Jagger, and he can swim, and he's strong.
is it when we try to lift it? Is it like just
You haven't really
immovable?
tried to lift it yet. Your mage hand can't do it. I promise you that.
Okay, but I try to lift it then.
Okay.
Is it, like,
Give me a
immovable?
strength check, just pure strength.
Okay. I think I have a -1.
You cannot lift the statue. It is
But
too
what-
heavy.
Okay, but when I move it, does it feel like it's immovable, like an immovable object, or do I feel like it does move?
It might as well be to you. It's
But does it feel like Mjolnir in the Marvel comics? I'm trying to throw out like an example.
It feels like trying to pick up something that's too heavy for you to lift, right?
Okay.
Like if you were Arnold Schwarzenegger or somebody with some beastly muscles, maybe you could get this up, but it's
Okay,
too much.
If you try to pick up a car, like it moves, like you can. feel
Sure,
it.
sure. Are you looking for like a wobble? Chandler,
Yes.
maybe you could make it wobble.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
It's not like an immovable rod where it's like magically unmovable.
Yeah, I mean you would be able to feel it.
You are pretty. Yes, yeah, you're fine. Yeah, you think you can pick this up if you're strong enough, but you are not.
Okay, perfect.
Can
Yeah,
we
then-
both like grab a side each and just like drag it?
Sure. Which one of you has the better strength roll? It's definitely
Me.
Hugh, right?
Definitely.
Go ahead and take a strength check at advantage for the assistance of Janlar.
Oh god, come on. 12?
No, it is too heavy for the two of you combined to lift.
Alright, let's go get Jagger. Fuck it. And he's probably gonna be like, no, I'm weepy and inside right now. Come back later. I say this out loud through the crystal.
I say I agree. He probably will.
You are absolutely right.
All right, you make your way
Who's
back
going?
into the cavern. We're running up against time here quite a bit.
Yeah.
So, do we want to are you interested in helping them at all, Sean?
No, Jagar.
Okay,
Jagar
so these-
like expressly
Yeah.
said, "Don't do this."
The lady's gonna
I'm
have to sit there then until some other time, unless Gorik wants to give it a heave ho.
No, Gorik's gonna send a sending spell to Lionstalker and be like, found a rift obelisk dedicated to an entity called the Empty.
All right, we'll deal with your sending on the other side then. We'll go ahead and call this for now because I know that we have people that need to go, and we have butted up kind of against the end. I appreciate with you.
Suitably cliffhangerly dramatic that he might respond to that spell.
I couldn't think of something off the top of my head.
Fly?
Here.
Okay,
yeah, off the fly. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I want each of you to take home. Divided by 5. I want you all to take home 450 experience points for the session. And thank you all for playing with us. Do you have any shout-outs you want to give before I turn the stream off?
Come and see me on Twitch. I'm here every day of the week. It's probably your guys' evening that I play, but you never know. I might be up all night and you get up and I'm still live. Or you can catch me literally within the hour. I'll be playing my Dragonborn monk. Yeah, I'm looking at you guys.
hey, I don't want to get roped into this monk hate. I've played monks a lot in 5e. I like them.
Yeah, I played monks, I like
Don't get mad at me just because the monk is a bad class.
It is a
He's
bad
so
class.
good. I love him. Anywho, yeah, I'll be playing within the hour, hopefully, if they don't cancel. And yeah, then.
Alrighty.
Oh, did Sandbar get XP?
Sandbar, there was combat today, so Sandbar gets XP.
Fuck yeah.
Don't forget to go check out the
remember,
League of
Millman,
Ultimate
if
by the way.
combat happens, Sandbar gets XP. Otherwise, I don't include him in the breakdown.
Okay.
Go check out the League of Ultimate Questing. Make sure to rate it 5 stars. You don't have to listen to it, but do rate it 5 stars either way. I believe they sell T-shirts now, so you should go pick one of those up.
There's a few. There's a couple
both.
different T-shirts actually.
I have both shirts. Do you want to see them? No. Next time I'll break out the shirts.
Next time. Alrighty, awesome. If that's it then, thank you very much for coming and watching us play. We will hopefully see you next time. Have a great rest of your day, night, week, whatever it is. I see you again. Peace, everybody.